Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Madison. I am a first year second grade teacher, and if you're not new here, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just going to be filming a day in my life. I have some news to update you guys on as far as my school's plans, and I know the last vlog you guys saw of me was me getting a COVID test, so I thought I would address that. First thing in the video, my test came back negative. So I am so happy about that. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have already found out a few days ago, so definitely follow me on Instagram if you're not already, because I always share my news on there first. As far as our school plans that I wanted to update you guys on, we just got news yesterday that we are actually going back virtual. So our COVID numbers in Columbia have been rising really high lately. So I saw it coming a couple weeks ago. I knew that it would be coming anytime. So we got the news that we are going virtual. So on Monday we will be virtual. It's currently Thursday. And so I'm a little bummed about it, but I do think it's what's best just because our numbers are so high right now. And I personally would feel more comfortable just working from home. So I will of course keep you guys updated on all things home teaching, home learning, virtual teaching, all that. But today is my last day with my kiddos, so I just want to make the best of it. I love my class so much and I love them, and I'm going to miss them, miss seeing them in person every day. So I kind of just want to have fun with my kids today. Obviously we're still going to be doing a lot of learning, but I just want to have fun with them and just make our last day in person really enjoyable. As far as right now, they said we will be back January 11th. So as far as I know, we'll be back in person in 2 months. Obviously that could always change. Things are always changing, and I'll of course keep you guys updated on all that. But yeah, today is just a day in my life as a second grade teacher, and let's get into it. So right now I am sitting down. I just got to school, and the first thing I always do is just plug my laptop in and I just kind of get started checking emails. I get a lot of emails in the afternoon when I get home from school, and I try my best not to consume myself in replying to emails all night because I am off work, so I don't want to be working. And so that's usually the first thing I do when I get to school. I reply to all those emails. There's a lot of things that I want to do today as far as getting my kids ready to go home for virtual learning. I sent them home with a lot of things on Tuesday because I wasn't sure if I would have all my kids here today, because they did give the parents the option for kids to come to school today, so who knows how many kids will actually show up today. But there are a few things that I wanted to send home with them. We're sending home basically everything. I want them to have their math journals, foundations kits. They're going home obviously with their iPads and keyboards and just a bunch of different materials. So their backpacks were so heavy on Thursday. They were leaving and they looked like they had bricks in their backpacks, but I just want to make sure that they have everything they need. I sent them home with whiteboards and markers and stuff like that because we do a lot of work on our whiteboards and it's really engaging for them. I have printed out a bunch of my kids' passwords and usernames for logins that I'm going to send home with them today, because I have a lot of kids that are always like, I don't know my login, I don't know my password. So took care of that. So I'm going to be sending these logins home with them today. Another thing that I have to say that I forgot to mention is I have parent-teacher conferences. So this whole week we had parent-teacher conferences. On Tuesday and Thursday were our 2 days for conferences, but I also have conferences tomorrow because some of my parents couldn't make it Tuesday or today. So on Tuesday I had about 5 conferences. Today I think I have 8 conferences, and they're all back-to-back, which is nice. It's exhausting because we have so many back-to-back, but at least I don't have to wait around, and I think I'll be able to get out of here by 6 o'clock tonight, so that's pretty nice. And then we do have off tomorrow. So on the weeks that we have parent-teacher conferences, since we are staying late 2 days, Fridays, they give us off one day of the week just to make up for those hours. So tomorrow is Friday and we are off school, and then Monday we go to virtual learning. So that is why I said today is going to be our last day in person together. So I'll kind of show you my plans that I have for today and what we have going on. So I have actually been using my same PowerPoint slides that I was using during virtual learning for in-person learning, and it's actually been really helpful, and I don't know why I didn't do this last year. I actually love having a PowerPoint slide show to keep me on track throughout the day. So this is our first slide of the day. We have our Pride Promises, which are just these like positive affirmations we say every morning, and then I have a link to our morning announcements, which I play every morning as my kids are finishing up breakfast. And then we come to the carpet every morning after breakfast, and we have our share time, and I usually just pull sticks and I call on one student at a time to share. Today for math, it's actually a flex day, and so that means whenever it's a flex day, it's kind of just a day for teachers to meet with students to finish up any work that the students haven't completed the night before, but we have been working on addition lately. So just to give you an idea of what we're doing, yesterday we were working with some of our base 10 frames. So this is just an example. We are talking about how to count without one-to-one. So can they look at these black dots and add them together without counting one-to-one? So we did some practice with that. I had the kids come up to the board, and they had their whiteboards out on their table, and they were able to write down their own addition problems for how they would solve these. And we watched a few really fun videos. I highly recommend this video if your kids are also learning their 10 frames. It's super fun. My kids were up dancing. They had so much fun with that video. We've also been working on some word problems. So we have been learning how to solve word problems, what information to pick out whenever you're reading a word problem, and how to write out a number problem that matches a word problem, all that stuff. And so they were able to follow along on their whiteboards, and they really enjoyed that as well. But like I said, today is flex day, so they have an addition and subtraction worksheet to work on while I pull kids at the back table. So it'll be a pretty easy day as far as math goes. For reading, and I usually have these slides just to keep me on track, so I know exactly what we're doing next. So we always have foundations first thing for reading, so I click this link and it brings me to a foundations video, which my kids follow along with, and they have their whiteboards out at their table, and they follow along there. And then we're going to move on, and we're going to do some practice over main idea and central message. So we're going to read this passage together, and then we're going to talk all about the main idea of the message and the supporting details. And then I have this fun main idea activity for them. So I found this main idea activity off of TPT, and I thought it was really cool. So basically they have these 3 columns, and they're given a list of words, and they have to sort the words into 3 different groups of main ideas. I think it was like fruit and football, and then body parts. Yeah, so there's an answer key, which is nice for me to grade it easily. And so yeah, I think that'll be a really fun activity for them just to practice their main idea. For writing today, we have been working on some really cute bat writing. I'll show you. So my kids have been working on this narrative writing piece. So I've been having them research all about bats the last week. So they've had their iPads out, and they were able to research bats, whether that's reading books about bats or just looking on the internet, information about bats. And basically they have just been, they started off by writing a hook. So one day we learned about how to write a hook, and then they have to write 5 different facts about bats. So they've been going in and writing their facts, and then they have to write a closing statement at the end. So we are going to be working on that more today. So the kids have been really enjoying that. They love writing, and at the end of the day, I just turn on some relaxing jazz music and I dim the lights, and we just have a really relaxing last 30 minutes of our day, because that's typically when they have the highest energy and they get a little crazy. So I like to tone it down, bring the energy level down a little bit, and just relax and write, and they always love that time. So it is now 7:20, almost 7:20, and that is when my kids come in. So I'm surprised I don't hear anybody out in the hall. They should be coming in any minute. I don't have any morning work for them today, just because I kind of just want them to be able to come in and eat their breakfast and enjoy their last morning in person with their friends, and just be able to socialize and just hang out. So yeah, I will update you guys whenever I get a chance. I also wanted to show you guys my outfit of the day today. I'm wearing this super cute dress. I have no idea where this is from, guys. I'm so sorry because I've had it forever. I want to say Target, but I'm honestly not sure. And then I'm just wearing these white sneakers. These are from Forever 21. I got them a few years ago. But this dress is just so comfy, so cute, long enough to wear to school. Also, so sad, guys. My bulletin board that I had back here was a makeshift bulletin board. It was just hung up by a lot of tape and glue, and it did not last. I tried everything I could. I could put more tape on it. I put little Gorilla Glue squares. I had hot glue on there, and it just would not stick on these cement walls. So I just don't know what else to do. I might just take it down just because I don't feel like dealing with it, and we're going virtual anyway, so it's just not worth the hassle. So that's kind of sad. But how cute is this tapestry? Shop Birdie Boutique sent me this tapestry. They also have the I'm Done What Now tapestry that I showed you guys on my last, I think, week of my life. And then they sent me this as a thank you for posting about them. And I just think it's so cute. So I might honestly just move this up higher. I don't know. What do you guys think? Friends, can I get a woo woo? Oh, that was lame. Can I get a woo woo? What's this off? Eyes on me. Much better. Ava, go ahead and put that away. Go ahead, throw away your breakfast if you haven't already. Remember, when the big hand gets to the 9, that means it's 7:45, and we need to put our breakfast in the trash can.
We got it on the tablet.
Thank you for those who are clearing off your tables so quickly. Make sure you wipe down your tables, pick up any trash.
I will improve and do my personal best. I will do my best and let the teachers worry about the rest.
In the tray if you have not already, and go ahead and grab your lunch if you brought it, and you can start eating. And line up for lunch. Hot lunch in the front, cold lunch in the back. I will give you guys
hot? Yeah, I'm hot.
30 seconds to wipe down your tables and line up. Alright guys, so we are on a break right now while my kids are in specials. So I thought I would catch up with you and kind of explain what I'm up to right now. So I wanted today just to be really fun, like I said earlier in the video, just because this is going to be their last day in person with their friends, their last day to socialize, and so I just wanted to make the best of it. And so we've kind of just been having a lot of fun today. And so I ended up taking them outside because today was kind of a flex day for like math and science, so I didn't have a lot to do anyway, a lot to cover, so I decided to just be a fun teacher and spontaneous, and I was like, do you guys want to go outside? And we went outside and we played Duck Duck Goose that you saw, and they had so much fun. And I don't know, those are just the memories that they'll remember forever. Like, I remember when I was in elementary school, it was always those days where my teacher was spontaneous and fun and alarm where my teacher was fun and spontaneous and would do things outside of our normal routine. Those are always the memories that stick in my head. And when our teacher is goofy and has fun with us and plays with us, I remember that, and that's the kind of teacher that always stood out in my mind growing up. And so I just wanted to let loose and just have fun with my kids today and just give them a really good memory of their last day in person, because who knows when we will get to be in person again. So yeah, we've had a really good day so far. Right now, I'll show you what I'm working on. So last night I saw Designs by Miss G posted on her Instagram this really cool math tools packet that she came up with on her TPT, and basically it's just a packet that has a bunch of really good resources for kids to reference when they're working and learning at home. And so I bought it this morning, and I decided to spend my break time downloading that and printing it out and getting it ready to send home to my kids. So I'll show you what it looks like. So this packet is really awesome. She made a packet with all the math tools that they need to help them learn at home. So it just says My Math Tools. It has a big hundreds chart, which we love, a number line, place values, and how to represent a number, a page all about coins, which I love because my kids really struggle with that, a page all about how to tell time, a page all about our odd and even numbers, shapes, how to write out numbers, and a page all of their doubles are on. So that is so helpful because this is exactly what we are learning right now and what my kids struggle with, and so this is great for them to reference whenever they're home. So I went ahead, I just got back from the copier, and I went ahead and made each student their own packet that I'm just going to go through and staple. If I had time, I would love to like laminate them and make them all colorful and pretty, but like I said, I saw her post last night, so I wanted to do this on my break time and get these stapled and ready to send home with them by the end of the day, because we only have like an hour and a half left of school. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead, staple all these, and get these ready for the kids to take home. Alright, now these are all ready to go for the end of the day, so I'm just going to keep these up here on my desk for now, and I will have my teacher helpers pass those out before the end of the day. I wanted to show you guys something that I usually do at the end of the day. So I started this actually a couple weeks ago whenever I was trying to remember things to tell my kids before the end of the day. I made this slide that says agenda, and it goes over things that I want to do before the end of the day, because I don't know why, I just always feel like I have the most things things on my mind at the end of the day, and I have a list of things that I want my kids to know or I want my kids to do before we leave for the day. And especially since this is our last day of school before we go to in-person learning, it's really important that we get everything ready to go. So I made this agenda. So basically when I pick up my kids from specials, we are going to do the student of the week. So I've talked about this on here before. So every week we do a student of the week where it originally started out where I picked a student of the week, and this person was just someone who I noticed was going above and beyond and doing their job and being respectful, and if I saw someone doing kind things, I would call them out and I would announce them as the student of the week, and they just get a bunch of benefits, like they get to be the line leader the next week, they get to be my helper, they get to use this fun little fuzzy pen that I have, things like that kids love, and they get to pick out of my goodie box. But last week we started actually having the kids nominate the student of the week, which is such a cute idea. So I think today I'm going to have the kids all write down on a piece of paper a student that they would like to nominate for the student of the week and why they pick them. And it's always so sweet seeing the kids' answers of why they choose certain students, and I just love seeing that kindness spread around the classroom, and it always is just so fun seeing their eyes light up when they see that they're chosen as the student of the week. Even though next week we're going virtual, I'll think of a fun way to celebrate them next week virtually. So that is something that we're doing first. Next up on the list is the math tools. So I want to talk about these math tools and talk about sending them home with the kids, and just talk about like why we're going to be using them and the importance of keeping them safe. Then our school does things called buddy packs where we send home bags of food to students who are in need, and I have a few students like that in my classroom, so I have their buddy packs that I want to remind them to take home so I don't forget. Number 4, I am having my kids return the books that they got from my library, just because since we're going home, or since they're going home, I know that they'll lose the books and they're my books, so I want to take care of them. So I am having them all return my books that they got from me. Then we are going to clean out their cubbies because, as you see, they are a disaster, and so this is what it looks like every day. It's so hard to keep them clean, but I'm going to have them go through, like I said, return all library books. They're going to go through, check just like folders and all that stuff, and see what can be pitched, what can be thrown away, what needs to be taken home, all that good stuff. Then we are going to pick a new read aloud. We just finished our read aloud, which I'll show you. We have been reading this Sideways Stories from Wayside School book, which is actually really funny. I'd never read one of these Sideways Stories books before, so I didn't know what I was in for when reading these to my class. I saw a bunch of people that commented on a past video recommending this read aloud for my kids, and the stories are pretty short and sweet, and my kids really like them, but they're really funny, kind of silly. There's some that are way out there that my kids are like, what? But I mean, I would recommend it if your kids are kind of like a silly, funny group that have a good sense of humor, because it's definitely a really funny book. But we have a stack of read alouds that my kids were voting on a couple weeks ago, and these were kind of like the runner-ups to the Wayside book that they ended up picking. So we had Peter Pan, Fig Pudding, Stuart Little, Bridge to Terabithia, and the Boxcar Children. So I'm going to again have my students pick one of these books as their new read aloud book for the next couple weeks. Then after that, I decided to kind of have our end of the day just be a time for us to get together and reflect on the last few weeks that we had in person, because I just think that these last few weeks were really special. We really got to know each other and we had a lot of fun, and now that we're going back to virtual, I want to have the kids just kind of talk about the last few weeks, what they learned, what their favorite part was. So I thought it'd be really fun to have them write about their favorite memory from the last couple weeks. So I printed out these really easy just like writing templates, and I thought I would give them the space to write their favorite memory from their last few weeks in person, and they could draw a little picture, and then I'm going to give them the option to write Miss Campbell a letter. So I printed out this little letter template, and I thought it would be just cute, and kids always have so much to say, so I thought I would give them the chance to write me a letter if they have anything they want to tell me, or if they just want to tell me how they're feeling, just about anything in general, or about going back virtual, just anything, just to give them space to just get out their feelings and get out their thoughts and talk to me. So I always love doing stuff like that just to get to know my kids a little bit better. Then at the end of the day, I thought we would just make it really fun by playing a game, which my kids, these are their two favorite games. We love playing Silent Ball, which is really fun. The kids basically just sit on top of their tables and they have to throw a ball around, and if they make any noise at all, then they're out, or if they drop it, they're out. Super simple, but my kids love it. And Heads Up, 7 Up. So they love that game. That's probably their top favorite game, so I'm sure they'll end up picking that. But I figured the last 10 minutes of the day, just to, you know, celebrate our last few minutes together, we would just play a fun game. So yeah, that is kind of just the plan for today. I am going to miss my kids so much. I'm sad that this is my last day with them in person. And I thought I would just kind of explain, since I didn't get to explain earlier, about last week. So basically what happened last week was on Wednesday, I started feeling really sick. And so I had to call off school for Thursday and go get a COVID test. And I had a lot of the symptoms: runny nose, sore throat, dry cough, headache, fatigue, all that good stuff, body aches. It was awful. And so I thought, you know, better safe than sorry. I should call off and go and get a COVID test. So I did. And I went through one of the drive-through testing centers. If you haven't seen my last vlog, I'll link it down below and right here so that you guys can go watch that. I went and got a COVID test at a drive-through center, and it took a day to come back, so I had to call off work the next day as well. And I got the results back, and they were negative, which is great. Who would have thought that I would just be happy to be sick, you know, and not anything else? So I ended up missing school, or I ended up not seeing my kids for a whole week because we were off last week for parent-teacher conferences as well. So I'm just a little bummed about that. I'm trying not to think about it too much, but I was definitely a little bummed that I missed that time with them, because I didn't know last week that it would have been my last week with them, because we got the news that we were going virtual yesterday, like I said before. So yeah, just kind of bummed about that I didn't get to spend that time with them. I just really love my class. I just think they're amazing. They're just so sweet and kind, and they're so fun. I really look forward to hanging out with them. They're like a bunch of my little besties. I love seeing them every day, and they're just always in the best mood, and they're always just so sweet to me. So I'm just really gonna miss seeing them in person. But we are going to make the best of virtual learning, and I made sure to talk to them all about virtual learning today and all of our expectations, and that, you know, we're going to make the best out of it. Some of them were really bummed that we were going back to virtual, which I guess is a good thing, that they enjoy school. They were all saying they wish we could stay in school in person, which is sad, because I know that kids need school. In-person school. So let's hope it doesn't last too long. But yeah, just wanted to update you guys on all things, since I haven't vlogged in almost a week either. But thank you for all the kind messages that you sent me, all the DMs, all the kind comments wishing me well. I appreciate you all so much. And I am going to enjoy the rest of my break, because it is almost 1:20, so I have 15 minutes left of this break, and I'm going to soak up every minute of it. Alright, it's the end of the day. Man, guys, that was really hard. Saying goodbye to all the kids. Yeah, I'm just really sad. I'm not gonna be able to see them for 2 months. And who knows if we'll even be back in 2 months. I don't know. I just keep having flashbacks of last year, of them saying we'll be back in 2 weeks, and then I didn't ever get to see my class again. So that was really hard. You know, all my kids were actually really emotional and hugging me and saying, I don't want to go, and I love you. And we did that activity where they wrote me letters at the end of the day, and they're just so sweet. I'm telling you, I have the sweetest class. I've never met sweeter, nicer kids. I had them nominate their student of the week, and this is just like an example of how cute their replies were. She said, I pick Ava because she is kind to others, she works hard, she plays kind to others. Like, are you kidding me? How cute is that? And like, can we just take a second with these letters they wrote me? Oh my gosh. I wish all this was gone. I mean, okay, enough of that sad stuff. I'm going to have a good rest of my day. I am grateful for my kids, grateful for my class. They're so sweet. I love them with all my heart, and we're still going to be together virtually, and we're gonna have a lot of fun, so it'll be fine. But I have conferences now, so I wanted to show you just what we've been doing for conferences. I talked about this on a video before, but we are not really doing grade reports or grade cards this year, just because we haven't had a lot of time in person with them to really see and assess them in each content area. So instead, we are just filling out the comment section of the grade reports, which to me is one of the most important parts anyway. I don't really care what number in math you get. I want to tell your family how you're doing in the class, how you are as a person, how you treat others, how you treat me, and all that. So that's basically all that we talk about during our conferences. So I do still have these grade reports in front of me. I'm just not showing you it because it has a lot of information on them. And basically in each grade report, it just has a comment section in which I will just read to the parent, because usually if we're in person, I can hand this to them and they can read it and we can talk about it. But instead, since we're on Zoom, I just read them the comments and we just talk about how their child is doing in class. I do have a sample of some work that they have done, and so I am going to show them their work on the screen and talk about it with them, and that way they can just see how their child is really doing in class by seeing an example of their work. And that's pretty much it. It's just 15 minutes, so it goes by so fast, and I have like 7 more back to back, so I can't go over. So I usually just have to say, okay, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I do have another meeting, and you just have to be assertive like that. Otherwise, your other parents will be kept waiting, and that's not good. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing for parent-teacher conferences this year. Today I have, I think, 8 or 9, and then I have a couple tomorrow. So I did schedule 2 on Friday, which I did not need to. It's my day off, but I really want to get them done and get them out of the way because I need to do them no matter what, even if I reschedule them for next week. So I figure why not just do a couple tomorrow while I'm home. And yeah, that's pretty much the update. So it's currently 3 o'clock. I will probably be here until 6 o'clock tonight because I have meetings at 3:15, 3:30, 4, 4:30, 5, 5:15, 5:30, 6, so all of that. So I will touch base with you guys in a little bit. finished my last conference. I'm so happy. It is now 6 o'clock and I am about to get out of here. It's pitch black outside. It always feels so weird staying at school this late. But yeah, I'm going to get out of here because my head hurts, my eyes hurt from staring at the screen for the past 3.5 hours. But yeah, I am really happy because I had my kids clean and organize the classroom before we left. I had everyone wipe down everything, clean everything. We cleared out their cubbies, so they're completely cleared out, back to the shape that they were in before kids were ever in this room. And so that makes me feel better that the room is organized and ready for when they come back in January. I will still be coming to school to teach virtually every now and then. Towards the end of virtual learning a few weeks ago, I was only coming in twice a week, so I could see me still doing that. I really love working from home, so I'll probably still work from home 3 days a week maybe. But of course I will be vlogging the whole thing, so I'm going to end off this vlog here. Thank you guys so much for watching this day in my life. I'm about to leave school, go home, eat dinner, cuddle with my dog, go to bed early because I'm exhausted from this day, and that's it. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.